since you're going to sit here and air out my business, I'll go ahead and air out yours. Yeah, so you notice how you're getting a little nervous right now?
I'm not nervous. What?
Oh, you really want me to just air out everything?
Why are you driving like that?
Because she's a backseat driver and it's the most annoying thing in the entire world. Why should you speak up if you're not the one behind the wheel? Thank you.
Welcome back to the Dating Diner. I'm Sarah Coomer.
I'm Parker Panel.
And today is just a beautiful, joyous, wonderful, perfect day.
And I'm actually having kind of a bad day.
What?
I'll be honest. Yeah, and the main reason why is because some people at home are watching this episode and they haven't clicked subscribe yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, and some of them are listening on Spotify and they haven't left us a 5-star review. Okay,
so you guys are ruining my boyfriend's day. So please subscribe, rate us, do everything you need to do because it's your fault.
Thank you.
That my boyfriend's not okay.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you don't, then we'll be in a fight. And that word fight is going to be a very common word in today's episode.
Today we are talking about fighting, which I think we should normalize boyfriend and girlfriends fighting.
Should we?
I think we should. I think every relationship has disagreements. Every single relationship has fights. But there's such like a connotation around like boyfriend and girlfriend fighting that like, oh, they're going to break up. Oh, they're rocky. Like they don't have a good relationship. They're fighting.
Right, but that doesn't mean we should normalize it. Like fighting's not okay.
It's okay. Fighting is okay. I mean, it's not fun. Nobody enjoys it, but it doesn't mean you have a bad relationship.
We're already starting disagreements this early on the podcast. I mean, I think that it kind of means you do have a bad relationship. It depends on like how often you're fighting, right? Like if you have and maybe this is what you mean by normalize. If you have a normal amount of fights, which we'll have to disclose what is a normal amount, but if you're fighting every single day, at a certain point you have to realize this relationship is not meant for you.
I agree. There's definitely a line, but having fights every now and then is normal.
Okay, but that's the number we need to try to figure out. Like, how often is it okay to be fighting?
I don't know like an exact number. If you're fighting every single day, like just
it's not okay.
All day long, no, like you're probably not compatible. But I also think when you spend a lot of time with a person, you're very close with a person, you get to know them like on their deepest level. There's obviously going to be things that you're going to butt heads, you're not going to agree, and that's normal. That's okay.
Sure. It is normal. I agree. I think it's kind of fun how we're kind of like, I don't know if you've picked up on this, but we're kind of doing like some method acting right now because we're talking about fighting and we're kind of already in a fight. And so like I
don't feel like we're in a fight.
No, I'm loving this. Okay. I think this is really good stuff and I think the viewers are picking up on that too.
Well, I do feel like there is like such a stigma though. It's like, oh, they're fighting, they're on the rocks. It's like I don't agree with that. I think there is a healthy way to fight, and it doesn't mean a relationship is unhealthy if there are fights within the relationship.
But I agree, and I think the real question here is like, what is a healthy fight? And I think a healthy fight is when both of you are addressing your stance on something and you're able to successfully communicate that to each other without raising your emotions, without losing your marbles, without hopefully not raising your voice, and just getting your point across and then coming to a common resolution.
I think one of the worst things you can do in a fight is yell. Scream and yell.
Right.
Why are you making that face?
I don't know. I feel like I do that sometimes.
You do!
Not all the time, though. Not all the time.
There was a time recently that Parker got so mad at me, started screaming, throwing his hands around, like absolutely losing his mind. And I was like, this is not how you fight.
Well, there was a very good reason to that. Just so you know.
Oh, really?
And since you're going to sit here and air out my business, I'll go ahead and air out yours. Yeah, so you notice how you're getting a little nervous right now?
I'm not nervous. What?
Oh, you really want me to just air out everything? This was a fight that we've had for a very long time. This was not the first time having the fight, and this is where it kind of comes down to like the healthy fight and like an unhealthy fight. This has been going on for months, right? In months. And at a certain point, there's a breaking point. And this timestamp was at like 2 a.m, and I had something at like 9 the next morning, and I didn't want to have this argument. And so I was kind of losing my mind a little bit. And I think that is an unhealthy fight.
Okay. See, here's a perfect example of an unhealthy fight, because it's unhealthy on both sides. I will sit here and admit this is a fight that we've had many, many times, and it's because of something I do, something that I bring up that he's asked me to change. And I think if somebody asks you to change something and you don't actively try to make change for the person that you love, that is wrong. You should don't like change big parts of yourself, but if there's something that you do wrong and your partner calls you out on it and says, I would like for you to change this, you should be willing to change. That is on me. On you, though, I never think if you love somebody that an effective way of resolving a problem is screaming and yelling. And if you're someone out there that screams and yells at your boyfriend and girlfriend, you got to check yourself, because that's not okay. That's not how you...
The worst way to get over a fight is by screaming and yelling.
I agree completely.
That'll only escalate the situation more.
Yep.
And I'm starting to realize that more and more as we go.
Have you ever heard somebody say, like, they're in a relationship and they're like, yeah, me and my boyfriend don't fight. Like, we don't really ever fight.
Yes, because I used to say that.
I think that means either, one, they haven't been dating long enough to get close enough to each other to actually have disagreements, or two, they do fight. They're just saying they don't fight because they want to make themselves look like the perfect couple.
Yeah, and I think the first one really relates to us, because in the beginning, people would always ask me if we fight, and I would always say no, because we didn't fight. Didn't. It's true, we didn't fight, but then I started living with Sarah and realizing how, like...
Living? What?
Sorry, then I was trying to make a funny punchline there, but I guess I kind of butchered it. I was trying to say then I started like getting to know Sarah and who she really was as a person, and that's when it started to go down. I'm kidding.
No, but as time goes on, though, you get closer to the person. Like, you're going to have disagreements, and it's normal, and it's okay.
I guess what I wonder is, what is the most common fight in relationships?
I feel like most couples fight over, like, really stupid stuff.
It's always stupid stuff. I think trust issues is huge.
Yeah.
People are always fighting about trust. They're fighting about going out with their guy friends.
But I mean even more stupid than that. Like, you and I have gotten into heated arguments over, like, how each of us drive.
Yeah, sure. Like, fighting about driving and like living habits.
Like, the way you drive, like Parker, if there's a stopped car in front of him, he drives so fast and hits the the brakes like at the very last second, and I get so mad at him, and I'm like, why are you driving like that?
Because he's a backseat driver, and it's the most annoying thing in the entire world. Why should you speak up if you're not the one behind the wheel? Thank you.
This is my exact point, though. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, trust issues seems like a bigger problem. I'm talking about most relationships fight over the dumbest stuff.
The most annoying thing in the entire world is when people backseat drive.
I'm gonna backseat drive if I think I'm about to die.
You don't have the right to do that because you're not behind the steering wheel. I'm in control.
Okay, great. Then why do you do it to me?
Because you're putting your trust into me by stepping into that vehicle.
Okay, that didn't answer my question. Why do you do it to me?
Backseat drive to you?
Yeah. If that's your take,
because
then why do you always tell me, you're tailgating?
Because you're a horrible driver.
That is absolutely insane. Who has crashed before and who hasn't?
Okay, my crash was not my fault.
I am a way better driver than you.
Okay, so clearly we're having a fight here. And so I think what's important is utilizing this fight to segue into our next topic. And that is...
resolving?
That's what I was about to say.
There you go.
I wasn't. Were you even ready for that?
I was ready for
my
it.
piggybacking skills are low-key top tier.
There you go.
Resolving the fight.
Well,
and let me make it simple. There's no resolution. This will never end because my driving is good. Her driving sucks.
He knows that. First of all, you know that your driving is bad, and you admit that your driving is bad. So let's not even pretend.
My driving is
bad.
semi bad. My driving it's fine. It's fine driving. It's not great. It's just fine.
Okay, well, talking about resolving fights, there are different ways that people like to resolve a fight. And it can honestly, if people have two different methods of de-escalating a situation, it can make the situation worse.
Yeah, way worse. And you and I have different methods.
This is honestly where we clash the most, because we could be having a pretty mild fight, like it's not that big of a deal, but Parker is a very avoidant sort of conflict resolver. So if he's upset about something, he just kind of shuts down, he stops talking, he just wants to be alone and like not talk about it and just like let himself calm down and move on.
Yeah.
I am the kind of person that wants to work it out right there on the spot, talk about how I'm feeling, hear how you're feeling, and figure out how we can make each other feel better. And so Parker, I'm sitting there talking to Parker, actively trying to talk this out, and he's sitting there on his phone not talking to me. That makes me so mad that the mild fight is now a huge, blown out of proportion, angry tirade because I feel like you're ignoring me.
Which I kind of am ignoring her. I'm just going to be vulnerable here. I don't think that really helps the point, but like, yeah, I'm not very good when it comes to fights because I strongly dislike fights, and I think a lot of people out there can agree with that. I feel like there's so many better things to do in the world than sit there and fight about something.
I agree.
What I truly think in my heart of hearts, the best way to get over a fight is to shut down the fight. To literally just turn yourself off like a switch and then act like nothing ever happened and then just let your own emotions cool yourself down.
I disagree so bad.
You do not need someone to sit there and tell you why everything's okay. Tell yourself because you're mentally tough enough.
That I don't agree.
I think a lot of people out there will agree with me.
I'm sure that they will. I actually agree with that because people have different like methods of dealing with conflict. So there's probably a lot of people that deal with it the way you do, but there's also probably a lot of people that deal with it the way I do, because I need a solution. If you do something to me, I'm not just gonna be like, okay, let me just like cool off and then it's fine. Like I need to hear you tell me this is what I did wrong and I'm sorry.
Right. Well, then tell us down below in the comment section because clearly we don't agree. How do you guys like to handle a fight?
But I think when it comes to resolving fights, we have some like ground rules when it comes to like our fights.
So what should the ground rules be when you're fighting?
I don't know if these are the same ground rules that everybody should have, but this is what you and I have and it works pretty well sometimes.
Okay. Wait, what are they? I don't even.
One is if one of us says, I love you, you have to say it back. I don't care how mad you are, you have to say I love you back.
Oh, right.
Why are you making that face?
I don't know. I'm just every time you say something, I'm like, do I do that?
I also think I never what?
I don't know, it's just funny.
Oh. I never actually do this one because if I'm mad, I don't want to hug. But if one of us like opens our arms for a hug, you have to hug.
That's kind of like a new rule because one of Sarah's favorite things in the entire world is hugging.
I love hugging.
She just loves hugging. And I think another one of our ground rules is whether it's obeyed or not, to not yell.
No yelling, yeah. We've honestly, we've maybe yelled at each other under 5 times.
Yeah, true. But Sarah likes to raise her voice more than I do.
That is
true.
False.
That's true.
That's so false.
That's true. You do. You just have a louder vocal tone than I do, and I think everybody home watching can obviously agree here.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You're the loudest person I know.
Right, and you are too when you're yelling at me during an argument.
Oh my gosh. Another one is never going to bed angry. Like, don't bring the conflict into the next day.
See, that one's so stupid, right? People always say never go to bed angry, but personally, I think going to bed angry is honestly the better way to resolve a fight.
No, then I wake up angry.
No, because the way that I view it is when you go to sleep, it's like tomorrow is a new day. It's going to be a fresh restart, and whatever
that's my
kind of
point.
bad energy came from yesterday, let's not bring it into
But that's
today.
why you shouldn't go to bed angry. Because I just told you, like the way you just like shut down and you get over it, I don't just get over it. I need to resolve it. So if we don't resolve it and then I go to bed, this whole fresh new start is non-existent because I'm going to wake up angry.
Right, and that's the problem. I feel like a lot of the ways that I like to resolve certain things are the ways that she does not enjoy it. And I think everybody obviously has different ways of resolving fights. The problem is, for us, it's harder for me to come to her side than it is for her to come to my side, if that makes sense, right? Like, I have to... Maybe it's just because it's like she's the woman. I have to sit here and like listen, but like I have to resolve it with her. I would love for her to be like, "All right, I'll just go to sleep," and then great, we're fresh the next day.
I physically can't.
But she
physically can't.
She can't, and I feel like that's the best way to handle it. Just go to sleep, push it aside, never happens.
So then, okay, if you, for maybe everybody else out there that has a boyfriend or a girlfriend that deals with conflict differently, what's the compromise? Because you want me to just say, okay, let's not talk for 10 minutes and I'll get over it. And I want you to say, okay, here's how I feel. Here's how you feel. Let's make each other feel better and say sorry and be okay. What is the middle ground? What's the compromise?
Breaking up.
Oh, that's another rule. That's another rule.
Oh.
That's the other one I was looking for. Never. I feel like so many people do this in fights. Like if they're fighting, they're like, oh, well, I'm just the worst. Why don't you just break up with me? If you hate me that much, why don't you just leave me? Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
That's so toxic.
Yeah.
Don't, if somebody's mad at you over one thing, that turning it and spinning it and saying, well, I'm just the worst boyfriend ever. I'm just terrible. If you just hate me that much, why don't you just break up with me? We're not talking about breaking up. We're not talking about playing the victim. Just own up to it, but don't talk about breaking up in a fight.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm with you there. But I was trying to think about the whole compromise. Like, what's the compromise?
Yeah, what's the compromise?
I think the compromise is listening to the woman.
Really?
That's the compromise.
Is that actually what you think?
Yeah, I do. I do think that.
But what if it's backwards?
There's really not a world where, I mean, it depends on what kind of relationship you're in, right? Like, if there's not a woman in your relationship, I think the compromise there would have to be whatever is the middle ground. And I think the middle ground would be something that we learned in church one time. So what the pastor said was when they get into a fight, he will take a step outside. He'll take a big breath of air. He'll go take the trash out. He'll go shoot some hoops, play basketball, whatever he needs to do. And then whenever he is done with that activity, he'll come back in and he's ready to handle the fight.
I agree with that. I think that is the middle ground. If you're the kind of person that needs to step away to feel better and to not talk about it, then I think do that. Step away, go cool off, go do whatever you need to do. But if your partner is the kind of person that needs to talk it out, once you feel calm, once you feel cool, go back to your partner and talk it out with them in a calm way.
Yep. So that's it. That's the middle ground. Boom. I had an answer for you.
Yeah. But what if you said, listen to the woman. What if it's flipped? What if it's the man wants to talk and the woman wants to walk away?
Wow. Well, I think you would just have to walk away.
So the man just has to do whatever the woman wants?
I mean, low key, I know that sounds like such a crazy take, right? But I be watching TikTok videos all the time. And they're like, just listen to the woman, whatever she has to say. You have to listen to her, right? And my parents, they'll be like, if Sarah wants to do something, you do what Sarah says, right? Like you're supposed to be the gentleman in the relationship. And I think people will have their opinions on like what being a gentleman is. But sometimes being the gentleman in the relationship means to listen to the woman.
I think though, finding the middle ground is important. Like, I think that is a good thing. It goes for men and women. If your partner is the kind of person that needs to talk it out and you're the kind of person that needs to walk away, then walk away.
Yeah.
Cool off, blow off some steam, and then come back to your partner and talk it out with them.
But like what is being a gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody has different views on that, but nowadays I feel like being a gentleman has changed so much and it's different based on where you live.
I think the southern way of being a gentleman is how I view being a gentleman.
And what's that?
It's like opening the car door, paying on the date, like complimenting and like holding hands, like man is on the outside of the sidewalk.
Okay, so do you know the top 4 things that couples fight about in relationships?
Would one of them be jealousy?
No, but similar communication styles.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
that's 1. 2, household chores.
really?
Yes.
That's in the top 4.
Yes, and that's a big theme with you and me.
Yeah, that is true.
3, family relations.
What is that? Like,
Just like family, like if your mom's too involved in your relationship or your dad's telling you what you should name your child.
so you mean more so like each other's family, not necessarily like, you mean you would have a problem with my family or I would have a problem with your family?
Yes, exactly.
We haven't had that.
We haven't really, but people do that. And then,
What do you mean, really?
no, we haven't. And then last one, tone of voice.
Tone. Like an attitude?
Like an attitude, the way that you're screaming or yelling or
I see,
handling
okay.
the conversation, things like that.
But that's kind of exactly what I said, is that we could be having like a very mild, not even a fight, but just like a disagreement. But then it turns into a full-blown fight because of how we communicate.
See, full-blown fight is the kicker here because I feel like a lot of people out there can relate with me on this one. People will fight day and day, whatever, and everybody has a different way that they handle their fights, as we have realized. But how can you distinguish the...
You say so much without saying anything at all. Like, it's actually ridiculous.
I realized that right as I said the word distinguish.
I was like, what? So, when do you get to a point of which you're in a realization of distinguishing? What are you saying?
What I'm trying to get at is there's big fights and there's small fights, and a lot of ways that people like to handle their fights is by ending it, right?
Just breaking up?
To literally just breaking up, right? A lot of people just like to ghost them and say, I'm done with this. I can't handle this anymore. And how can you prevent that from happening?
Well, I mean, I didn't know people really just broke up like that.
For sure. For sure. I was literally reading an article about this earlier, and they were talking about, like, they used a fancy word, polarization, right? When do you argue about it, or when do you handle it versus polarization?
Well, I think there's fights that you can't come back from. And that's true.
What are those fights?
Cheating, you're not coming back from it.
No.
One that I think you can't come back from, and maybe it's like, it doesn't have to be as big or evil as cheating. Maybe it's something smaller, but it's something that you've asked your partner to change, like, repeatedly over and over and over, and they don't change and they refuse to change. At a certain point, you no longer have to tolerate that behavior. If it's a fight you keep having over and over and over and the other person refuses to change, you can't come back from that. At a certain point, it's just over. For
sure. I think another big one too is a fight that you can't get over is like kid dramas, right? So like,
what is kid dramas?
No, it's like when you have kids, right? And you are treating the kids really poorly, and you keep telling me that my parenting style is bad.
You think that I gathered that from kid dramas?
What else am I supposed to say?
You act like that's like a thing. Kid dramas is not a thing.
Okay, the better way to phrase that is fights over your kids.
Your children, yeah.
Yes, over your children.
Kid dramas.
You can't come back from kid dramas.
Wait, I don't know if I agree.
Oh.
Like you're having a fight over like
over your kids. Yeah, I feel like it's like really challenging to get over those kind of things. I feel like it is.
I mean, like what?
Right? Like, okay, let me give you a great example. Say you have a kid and you drop your kid on its head, right? Once, right? You tell me, don't drop my kid on its head, right? Guess what you do 2 weeks later?
You drop it again.
Drop the kid again.
Okay, then
you get angry at me. So then guess what happens? I do it again. You
okay.
Can't get over that.
I agree. If your parenting style is not working with the other parent, then yeah, I agree.
Right. So I'm spitting valid points here.
But there's probably certain things that you'll still disagree on as parents, like when raising kids.
Okay, I think my brain's rotting just because of the word kid dramas now.
Kid dramas.
I really didn't think it was a problem, but I thought like I don't really know how to say it, but kid dramas.
No sense.
Yeah. Anyways.
So finally, I guess this is where we wrap it up. But what do you think the best way to avoid conflict is in a relationship?
Avoiding the conflict.
I have one that comes to mind.
What?
If there's something that you both already know, you blatantly disagree, you're not going to be on the same page no matter how much you talk about it, don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. Even if you're passionate about it, even if it's like really on your mind, if you know for a fact that you're not going to agree, don't talk about it. Talk about it to somebody else.
Avoiding conflict, though, that's really hard. The more I really think about it, it's very hard to not let your emotions get the best of you. But I think a really big way to piggyback off what you just said, I mean, when somebody tells you to stop, stop. And don't keep doing it just to nag at them and keep on bothering them. But I think joking is a really big one, too. I think making jokes that would insinuate hurting someone, like emotionally, and making jokes about maybe somebody's weight or the looks or appearance, those kind of things will really start to take a toll on you in the relationship.
Like, we don't ever joke about cheating. We don't ever
Right.
joke about breaking up.
Right.
We don't ever joke about like even really name calling. Like, we don't
Yeah,
really
I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like just avoid the conversations at all cost.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way. Is don't even open the door from the get-go. Just like
even as a joke.
Like just announce it and be like, that ain't gonna slide.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I agree.
Anyways, we spent a lot of really great points, and we're so thankful that you guys are enjoying these episodes. If you have been, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave us a review, whatever you like to do. Well, without any further ado, you know what time it is. Jinx. Double jinx. You owe me a milkshake. Okay. Well, it's time for the
Dating Diner Hotline.
Yeah! That was cool.
Boom.
Yeah, well, if you don't know what the Dating Diner Hotline is, it's when we talk to you guys, the fans, and you guys have some crazy dating stories. You guys have some questions, and you are seeking for advice.
We're not the best people to give advice. We're not professional advice givers, but with each episode, I feel like we're getting better and better, closer to a PhD.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we know a thing or two about love because we've seen a thing.
I was just about to say that. You know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Never mind.
Okay, so on the other end of this phone, we have one of you. So let's go ahead and start ringing. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, welcome to the Dating Diner Hotline.
Wow, I feel so honored.
Well, you should.
Who is this that we're talking to?
This is Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome. So we heard, that you have a crazy dating story that you would like to share with us. Maybe you would like a little bit of advice. Whatever it is, we want to hear it and we want to help you.
Okay. So, here's my situation.
Let's hear it.
I moved to Maui in February. I got here. I had no friends. I had nothing. So, of course, what does one do? Hop on Tinder, of course.
Sure.
course.
Sure, yeah.
As one does. And so I hop on Tinder. I find this guy, and he's literally like my dream guy. He's 6'2". He's like just this built, like Hawaiian, Japanese guy. Like, he's beautiful.
Okay.
This entire time, like, we're not like doing anything. Like, we're not being sexual yet. Like, we're taking things very, very slow.
Yeah.
And I am like super happy about it. I'm like, oh my God, I think this guy like values my soul.
Oh.
Wow. Seems like a dream boy at this point.
Yeah. And I met his family on the second date. Instantly, I should have known that was a red flag because
That's quick.
it was so, his family didn't even like bat an eye that I was there. They were like, oh, cool, like another girl. And then he goes on a trip, and I am telling all my coworkers about this, my dream guy. Like, I'm so proud of it. So after that, I just start spiraling, and my intuition was just going crazy. You know, he's on this 5-day long trip in Utah, and I'm like, something's up, like something's wrong here. And he gets back, and we hang out. The one thing I ask from you is do not entertain other women while you're with me. That's
Fair
literally
enough.
the one thing I ask. After that conversation, he kind of like ghosts me for like 3 days.
Oh.
I am just distraught. and this girl hits me up, and she's like, let's go to the drum circle. And I'm like, okay, perfect. This is amazing.
Yeah.
She picks me up, and then we get there, and her friend's there. And she's like, oh, can my man come? And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, what's his name? Like, what does he look like?
No.
And she said, oh, his name's, let's just say his name's, like, Tim or whatever. And I was like, no way. And I look at the other girl, and I'm like, no way, that can't be the same person. And keep in mind, like, his name's actually not Tim. He has a very unique name. And it's like, there's no shot that we're, like, not talking to the same person. She shows me a picture, and it's the same dude.
Oh,
No.
No.
She texts him, and she's like, you can come, I'm just with my friend Carmen. And then he instantly texts me, and he's like, oh, that's so funny, you're with my friend. And I'm like, right, that is funny, isn't it? And then he's like, oh, is it not? And then I left him on open, and then he just starts going off on me. And he's like, you know what, this is the most annoying shit you could possibly do in my books, or your trust issues on me because you're an insecure and everything. And
Oh, wow.
no innocent man would say this.
No.
This man knew he was caught, and then he started putting it on me.
So are you still with this man?
I am not with this man. He is out of my life.
Good. I hate men.
Yeah, I hate men. Men are toxic.
I hate men.
Wow, Sarah, do you have any questions with that?
I honestly, my only advice would just to say, once a cheater, always a cheater. If he's not going to be loyal to you once, he's never going to. So stay far away. That is radioactive zone. We are going nowhere near.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys listening.
We hope you're able to find a better man.
You will. I believe in you, Carmen.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
I feel so bad.
Wow.
You're not on the phone.
Oh yeah. Well, poor girl.
I feel really bad.
There's so many cheaters out there. It just literally bothers me. That's the one thing I've always said to Sarah. I said, listen, I will never cheat on you. I will always end things before doing anything as despicable as that.
Yeah, cheating is the lowest of the low.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the Dating Diner podcast.
We heart you.
We do. We're here every single Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
1 p.m. Eastern
Eastern
Standard
time. Yes. And also we're on Spotify if you want to check us out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Bye.